Origin channel, Swimsuit reaction, and this is new setup, I guess. Yeah, my house was under renovation, and then fucking COVID hit, right? And all the lockdown started. This is around the time, right, when I started my channel. So my room looked like shit, and then because of the renovation, I had to put all my gym equipment, everything in my room, so it was really cramped. So that's why I decided to put green screen there, because the color and everything was peeling off. And because it was mid-construction, yeah, the moisture and everything was ruining the room even more. So I had to put green screen there. So it's been more than 2 years now. Finally, I guess I decided to, get the renovation done. So yeah, the room is kind of finished, I guess, right? This is the upstairs room than before. But I don't know, I haven't gotten all the kink out. I haven't made this into some kind of studio. So I guess there's some echo here that wasn't downstairs. I don't know why that's happening. Yeah, the setup is not perfect, but yeah, slowly I'll, adjust it. So if, I don't even know if this sounds better or not. I haven't even checked it. This is the first video I'm making since that. So, bear with me, I guess. I'll get everything sorted out. But yeah. So let's watch Russia's new anti-American propaganda is wild. The channel NFKRZ. Yeah, like I said, NFKRZ or he's basically the best guy from the Russian side, but who doesn't have that kind of a mentality, more of a Western mentality, to give the news about that area, right? Talk about Russian propagandas, this and that, about Kremlin and things, and how it feels to be Russian living someplace else. How are people think about that? And now in the previous video, if I remember correctly, he said that a lot of Russian fled because of the mobilization thing and are coming in Georgia where he's living. So that's going to cause issue. So I don't know if he's going to talk about that here or not, but yeah, let's watch it. Remember, we reflect my reaction. Don't forget to like, subscribe. So I know which type of videos to react to more. Check out the reaction. There's a link in the description. And yeah, let's watch it.
Blazers, it is your boy Roman, your favorite neighborhood Russian. Hi guys, doomsday. Welcome to a brand new video. Finally sitting down to record this. I've been trying to do this for like 4 last days, but I've been just sick as hell. And today I'm quite excited because we're gonna be reacting to some funny Russian propaganda. Yeah guys, I talk about propaganda on this channel all the time, but recently it's only been, very depressing. Today we finally got a goofy and lighthearted one, because today we're gonna be reacting to Russian viral video propaganda. So Russian propaganda comes in a lot of facets. It might be media, television, pro-Russian journalists or bots spreading the message or whatever, but sometimes Russia actually produces videos that are supposed to be viral in order to basically push a narrative. For example, in 2018, when Russia was conducting a presidential election, the Russian opposition, headed by Alexei Navalny, who was not in prison yet at that time, basically called for boycotting the election because all the candidates were fake and, set up by the governments, and we all knew that Putin will win this election, and of course he did. So the Russian government, as a propaganda to promote the election, made a couple of viral internet videos to make people vote, and this was one of the most popular ones. It's essentially a video that covers like a normal day of a regular Russian guy, and the entire storyline of the video is that his day gets ruined because of the new laws that were passed by the new president that is now in power, because nobody went to vote apparently, and now the country is being ran by a complete moron.
Люсь, так, это что еще за хрен?
Homophobia is what they're gonna, yeah.
Кто?
Ну ты чего? Сегодня по закону любая семья должна брать гея на передержку, тех, которых
My
партнер
law.
оставил. Ну, неделя осталась. Если он никого не найдет себе в пару, тогда тебе придется с ним быть.
Закон есть закон.
Yeah, classic appeal to homophobia, which is something, by the way, you're gonna see a lot in these Russian viral propaganda videos that are being made. A lot of them are based on sexism, homophobia, transphobia. But the reason why we've been talking
But how strong is homophobia in Russia? Because only way someone can actually play that card is if they think that's really strong opinion among the people, right? So how strong is that homophobia, anti-gay type of thing in Russia? Did he make any video about that, like how people think, how the culture is there? I don't know.
about this particular video from 2018 is that there's a particular scene from it that aged very, very well.
Oh god.
Генерал Бойко.
What I just said.
Пришли
Did
забирать
he
вас.
just do that?
В армию.
Did he just kidnap?
Бойко. Пришли забирать вас. В армию.
Какую армию? Мне 52 года.
Отлично. Призывной возраст подняли до 60.
Кто поднял?
Как то? Президент? Вы же сами за него голосовали.
Да ни за кого я не голосовал. До свидания, дядя.
Yeah, guys, you get what I mean, right? Essentially, the point here is that if you didn't go and vote for Putin in this election, the next president, whoever it's gonna be so terrible that he's gonna change the rules of drafting to the military, and he's gonna draft your ass even if you're like 54 years old, 60 years old, whatever. Of course, once again, something that will never ever happen in Putin's Russia. I just can't. This is just poetry. This is actually so good. Anyway, the video that we're gonna be watching today is actually so similar to this, it feels like it was filmed by the same exact people. And before we get to it, another one I want to mention is also in 2020, there was a referendum in Russia regarding the amendments to the constitution. Long story short, Putin, who throughout his career said that he will never amend or change the constitution multiple times.
Оскорбительный, на мой взгляд, для нашей страны, для нашего народа совета поменять конституцию. Мозги им надо поменять, а не конституцию нашу. Мозги.
Decided to change the constitution so that basically he can rule Russia forever. That was basically the main point and the main idea. Of course it passed, by the way, but also one of the amendments to the constitution was that apparently it's written down in the new constitution now that marriage is a bond between a man and a woman. So they also made another viral video propaganda for this referendum, and basically in this video it was a kid who's in like a orphanage and then he gets picked up by two gay dudes, and basically the whole message of the video is like, is this the Russia you want? Vote yes for the amendments in the constitution if this should not happen in our country.
Такую Россию ты выберешь. Реши будущее страны. Голосуй за поправки в Конституцию.
And I mean, go off, I guess. I don't really get the point though. A kid who would grow up in extreme poverty because orphanages in Russia are just awful would now have parents. I guess that's bad. But yeah, long story short, these viral propaganda videos are made for idiots who have no understanding of politics or anything that's
I mean, I don't know, they could have done a better job of creating propaganda with that narrative, right? Just showing that a kid got adopted by two, you know, gay persons. That's just like, what? Well, what's the message you're trying to put here? Yeah, he has a home now. What you trying to say now? Yeah, that doesn't work.
Going on in the country, to drive their attention away from the fact that their human rights and their freedom is being crushed, and to just point their attention to something else that's apparently supposed to destroy them, you know, some kind of Western boogeyman, like the LGBT, Western tolerance, or whatever they talk about. And basically, the reason why I wanted to show you those two videos, because what we're gonna be looking at now is a video that was released this month, which is meant to sorta tell the Russian people that the Western world is terrible and the idea of moving or immigrating to a Western country or America is actually very bad, and the video is very full of homophobia, sexism, racism, transphobia, I mean, you name it, all of it. So without further ado, let's check it out.
Наш самолет набрал необходимую высоту. Надеемся, что полет нашей авиакомпании доставит вам удовольствие.
Ну, наконец-то. Улетаем. Как я давно хотел это сделать.
So if you didn't get it yet, it's very easy. The plot of the video is that this couple is moving from Russia to America. They're on a plane, and on this exact plane, they're gonna be realizing why America is not all that big to be excited for.
It's that easy, right? Let's just live for America. It's that easy, right? Fuck it. Yeah. Then itself is stupid. But seriously, what the message they are trying to put out here, right? But his first dialogue is, oh, I want to do this for so long. So they're admitting that's what the mentality of their civilian is, right? Civilian population is thinking like that. That's what they're admitting. If the first dialogue is, I want to do this for so long.
Так жалко. Родина все-таки.
А у меня друзья здесь остались. Одноклассники.
Ну, ничего страшного. Ты у нас парень общительный, найдешь себе новых друзей. Там в Америке все такие.
В Америку летите?
Да. Переезжаем. А вы оттуда?
Да.
Bitch, why would you ask them if they're flying to America if you're on the same plane as them?
Seriously?
What is this? And also, I mean, you can already
this,
tell
boss?
this is basically the same, it's like filmed and edited by the same people who did those previous propaganda videos. The same goofy ass, funny, like, you know, sneaky snitch looking ass music in the background.
На выбор она собралась, ишь ты.
В Америку летите?
I mean, certain flights have stops in between, right? Certain flights don't directly fly at one place. They have pit stops in the middle way just to refuel or something. I don't know, for some reason. So it could be that's why she's asking. I don't know.
But yeah, it's literally the same thing.
Вы все правильно делаете. Америка самая свободная страна. Страна возможностей.
А вы сможем лететь?
Да, мы вместе. Он сейчас подойдет. О, кстати, а вот и мой муж. Знакомьтесь.
Эмили.
How to say husband?
So yeah, I mean, okay. It's it's just sad. This is just basically right-wing propaganda at this point. It's just funny because they're trying to make some sort of points, but it just falls flat and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, guys, God forbid people have the freedom to do whatever they want to their bodies. I know, right? It's fucking terrible. But Z motherfuckers hate freedom, I guess, so they'll be like, of course, America sucks. Let me take a swing at this vodka.
Простите, мистер. Пассажиры позади вас вегетарианцы. Им неприятно, что при них употребляют мясо.
Мы же их не заставляем это.
Простите, но в США принято придерживаться принципа демократии. Позвольте, я это заберу.
Not in America though. You're still
This
in
is
Russia.
so insane. Holy shit. First of all, you're not in the United States of America. You're on the plane there. The laws of the United States of America don't apply, even if they were taking meat away in the United States of America. Literally 1984, by the way. They take away your meat because somebody is vegan in the back. Americans are my biggest demographic on this channel. Guys.
How does that work in the sense of democracy, right? Yeah, we live in democracy. You can't eat this. What? This is, I mean, look, with the how certain really left-sided people are, I can see people making this an issue, right? I mean, in today's world, anything's possible. That's how stupid people are. If the really right-sided people is talking about how Jews have laser in space, like Death Star type of shit, I can see it completely left-sided people saying something like that. If somebody is vegetarian, they shouldn't have to suffer seeing somebody eat meat or something. I can see that. But that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna become a law, right? I mean, these are extreme sides. That's not how it's gonna work.
Please write down in the comments if this has ever happened or will ever happen. And by the way, what does the concept of democracy have to do with veganism? Or like the idea of, you eating meat offending somebody else? Because that's the idea here, right? What does that have to do with democracy? You guys are fucking insane. Who the fuck writes this? Honestly, to me, it feels like the majority of the people who actually used to write, like, most of the motherfuckers who come up and, write these sketches, ideas for these propaganda videos and everything, those who were good at it probably left Russia after the mobilization started or some shit. So now they're just left with this garbage. Which doesn't even make fucking sense.
Well,
and guys, the funniest thing is, right, I'm not in America dick rider. America is a country with a lot of problems, and I realized that. I think when I was like 17, 18, I used to think America was perfect and Russia is terrible. Now I realize America has a lot of problems. But it's not a way to criticize America at all. You just
look, I don't think America has too much problem. I think we hear about it more than any other country, because whenever we hear about any media, most of it come from USA and what's happening in USA. And even beyond that, not all countries are like USA. USA is rich, right? Even if some American is hearing this, like, what you talking about rich? I have this and this problem. Yeah, but that problem pales in comparison with somebody else from some other country, right? So USA is rich. So when you're rich, you can have some, ridiculous problems and growing number of it, while everybody else just struggling to survive, to have problems or have views on things, right? So I think we just hear of, US's problem more because of the media. But yeah, I can, obviously nowadays with the really left, like I talk about really left being too ridiculous, right? Like, it's like those three monkey type of thing, can't see anything, can't hear anything type of thing. While really right, just making shit up, like the Jew laser and God knows what, like Hillary's pizza, whatever that was, like what the fuck?
Making no fucking sense because you clearly never fucking been there and you work at a shitty job at some fucking Kremlin troll factory pushing this garbage out for dumbasses who have no discernible skills in processing or understanding information. I mean, it's just pathetic, honestly. Oh no. Oh no. I know it's about to get very racist. I just know it's about to get very racist.
Парень, тут очередь в туалет.
What do you want?
В очередь, говорю, встань в туалет.
I want to go to the toilet.
Простите, мистер, что случилось?
Да вот парень без очереди лезет тут.
И что? Вы не хотите его пропустить?
Я?
Конечно, конечно. Его надо пропустить. Мы подождем. Его народ долгие годы терпел притеснение белых. Мы перед всеми афроамериканцами в долгу. Простите нас, сэр.
Прошу вас.
Oh my.
Yep, that's how America is, for sure.
God. I mean, I know what they're trying to reference here, and this is, once again, this is literally like, this is like far-right propaganda shit. It pretty much is. I understand they're making fun of like the BLM process here and everything, you know, how people would like kneel in front of black people, whatever, during the process, which was just like two weird people doing it out of like 200,000. And I guess the insinuation here, once again, is that in America, you have to like kneel down to black people to be tolerant, to be accepted into society, when once again, this is a situation that would never happen in real life. White people don't have to let black people to come before them in lines where they're standing in the line to the toilets because they're doing affirmative action or whatever. This is not something that happens in real life. This video is literally some schizo-vatnik's like conceptions of America that he just, you know, wrote down on paper and then they filmed it. This is literally what it is. My God, we're actually doomed. We're actually so fucking doomed. It's insane. Also, clearly the black guy is just an African student who lives in Russia and studies there, probably, who, you know, took part in this video for money. It's just kind of sad, man, because deep down, the people who wrote this sketch, they don't just, you know, dislike Americans. They don't like anybody who's not white or Slavic or Russian. Just terrible implications at every level, you know?
Sir.
Прошу вас.
Even this, even the flight attendant is taking a knee. Of course, happens all the time, you know. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a funny scene, but that's just because it's not real. This will never fucking happen.
Вы не могли бы пересесть в...
Yeah, that's the definition of something being funny. When somebody, you know, somebody says something too ridiculous, everybody laughs. It's just like, what are you, evil? You're laughing? No, we're laughing because that's so ridiculous. It's funny because it can't be real. That's our mind is telling. When we realize, holy shit, that was real, the laugh goes away, right? Something is so ridiculous, we hear something like, holy shit, this is so ridiculous, we'll automatically laugh, right? And people are like, oh, that was so dark, why are you laughing at something dark? Because it's too ridiculous.
носовую часть самолета.
В смысле, я один?
Нет, вы все трое.
Зачем?
Там сзади пара, а не child free.
Картошку фри, что ли, едят?
Yeah, guys, I mean, I understand by what command they're working from here, because the Russian government, as I'm speaking about this right now, it's actually like writing a new law, and the Russian government is essentially trying to ban not only LGBT propaganda in Russia, so they basically will ban anybody who speaks about LGBT or LGBT issues, whatever, you know, acknowledging that gay people exist, will get you to go to fucking jail, but also, not only that, they're also bundling child-free ideology with it. So, there's actually people in the Russian government right now that want to make the child-free ideology illegal in Russia. Even though I wouldn't even describe it as an ideology, it's just the way of people living. And also the fucking, once again, the insinuation that if somebody's child-free, they can sit next to a child and they would judge people with kids is fucking stupid. Child-free is literally just a way of living life when a person doesn't want kids. I'm not even child-free, I just realized that this is fucking idiotic and it's made for like 50-year-old grandmas in fucking Zalupkina village to get mad at. Because they didn't know.
Child free is not even ideology. It's just like car free is an ideology. I don't want any car, so people don't want kids. People don't want kids. What? So they're trying to write up that law implying what? That you have to have kids. If you don't have kids, you're going to be outcast or something. If you don't go to jail because of it, you're still going to be an outcast socially. Is that what you're saying? I mean, that's just kind of fucked up. I mean, understand that, Russian population, I guess, is, smaller because of the past tragedies, obviously. But still, I mean, if people don't want kids, they don't want kids. What? Last thing you want to do is force people to have kids, right? That's the last thing you want to do. That's for the sake of the kids. Because if people don't want kids and they still have to have kids, yeah, they won't care about the kids that much, right? Or if anything, they'll put them in orphanages or something, right? I mean, the recent law that happened in USA about, the abortion rights, right? This is just going to force people to have kids that they don't want, right? They're going to put them into orphanages, kids are going to suffer, right? And if they're not going to put it in orphanages, they'll still, treat these kids really badly their whole life, and they will have a psychological issue growing up. That's just fucked up.
Shit about the Western world, about what human rights are, because they've never had them, and they think the West is out to destroy their family values. Sorry guys, I don't know, went on a bit of a tangent there. But yeah, this is fucking nonsense, but once again, I know why they're doing it, because Russia is actually actively trying to demonize the child-free ideology now as well, the idea of being child-free. They don't even just hate gay people or trans people at this point, they hate people who don't want to have kids, because of course we need more kids to send to die, absolutely insane.
Child-free. Это когда люди осознанно не хотят иметь детей.
This child thing is literally the definition of molding your society in your vision, right? I mean, homophobia, at least you can, see like how people have this kind of homophobia type of mentality. At least you can see like that's the surface of it. But if you're going to go all the way deep down, like, if you don't want to have kids, you're an outcast. Now you're being way too specific and you're trying to mold your society in your image. That's just fucked up.
Дело в том, что ваш сын попадает в поле их зрения, и это вызывает у них дискомфорт.
Так нельзя! Вы разобьетесь!
Не боись! Мы плавать умеем! С каждой летчиком, что еще пониже надо опуститься! Прости, матушка Россия!
Yes, because you can catch another plane.
Мы возвращаемся!
So yeah, that is the whole video. The idea of the whole video, I guess, is to convince people that moving to another country, America especially, is a terrible idea, because let's connect all the dots here. So first of all, you have trans people. You can't eat meat on the plane because you have vegan passengers sitting behind you, because that's a real thing that happens. You have to always let black people come first, even if they're in the line behind you, and you have to kneel before them as well, because that's a real thing that happens. And you also can't be outside with a child, because there's people who don't like children and who do not want to have children, and you're obstructing their field of view and they find it annoying. So yeah, you can basically go outside.
So yeah, children are so demonized in USA. That's why the recent law passed about no abortion. Yeah, Black Lives Matter exists because apparently people revere black people in USA. Yeah, this is all true apparently. Yeah, I guess they don't see like, holy shit, people have internet now. They can just Google simplistic thing and see like how bullshit this propaganda is.
Have no freedom, whatever. I know what the fuck this is. This is literally, I've been talking about this shit for ages now, how not only does Russian propaganda, but also right-wing propaganda in the West say that Russia is like a country that is actually more free than the US. You don't have all the SJW shit. You don't have this, cancel culture. You don't have the woke mob canceling you on Twitter or the fuck. Like, shut the fuck up, please, you fucking idiots. Like, I understand that this video is literally made for 50-year-old, like, vatniks to just have a little laugh at, and jerk themselves off thinking how much more free and, better they are than Americans are, which is obviously not true because they live in a fucking prison where there's no human rights, no proper courts, no...
How the fuck are they free when they get restricted forever? Even if you don't have kids, you're gonna get restricted now. How is that free?
Nothing. And I'm not saying that there's no bra moments as far as courts go in America or anything. You guys have some fuck shit that happens, and your police, come on, like, I stand for Black Lives Matter and all of that, for sure. So I understand this video, whatever, the 50-year-old fucking Z motherfuckers with one brain cell will love this.
Yeah, see, what he's talking about, Roe v. Wade, right? I mean, this propaganda make it seem like, kids are like, demonized or something, right? Where people have option to not have kids, and that's what they're preferred at. Right? I mean, having kids is demonized or something, USA. While Roe v. Wade clearly means that's not the case, right? What happened recently. And then they talk about how, any African American is just like revered, everybody has to take a knee. While Black Lives Matter, the whole thing starting past few years, right? I mean, this year, like, how does this track?
it, but there's probably actually a bunch of Americans or, you know, anybody, Westerners, that are like, yeah, this is facts. Why can't I say the N-word on Twitter, but if in Russia I can go and say it? Russia is actually a freer country than the US. Fuck all you motherfuckers, put in the best guy of all time. I fucking hate this. I absolutely fucking hate this. This video is despicable. And it's literally created and based around the fear of another. Because obviously, guys, you want to be the new Soviet Union, right? So we want every single person to be the same. Everybody needs to be of the same race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation. And if you vary, you're either out of the norm or you're a traitor to the Russian nation. So America has all these people with all their differences and everything. That's bad. That's very bad. You need to not think freely. You need to never think for yourself, and you need to just blindly follow the leader and be willing to die for him in any circumstances, regardless whether you agree with anything that's going on in the country or not. I fucking hate this. I'm actually so angry. Like, it's really hard for me to even overestimate how much these videos piss me off, but again, I do feel like the writing quality and the actual amount of sense these videos make have dropped, so I do think that the majority of the people who used to create these propaganda videos have just left Russia and stopped working with the Kremlin, so now the quality of propaganda viral videos in Russia is dropping significantly because all the decent writers or whatever have left. So yeah, I guess this is gonna be pretty much it for today's video though. If you guys did enjoy it, then please make sure to slap the like on it as well.
Yeah, see, the problem with any culture and anything is whenever we see like outrage on Twitter, oh, there's an outrage in Twitter, it's few people compared to the whole majority. Majority is not even speaking, right? This propaganda and things makes you seem like this is the thing, but again, that's not the case with majority. So same thing with the polls. Poll says this, usually is opposite of it, right? So whatever, you know, propaganda or anything like trending Twitter and shit, whatever screaming on top of it, that is not necessarily the majority. That's not how the populace is feeling, I guess. So like he said, I guess the best right is probably left. I don't even know if they're left or not. I think they just said like, we are not going to make your propaganda video because this is now too much. In the past, we understood, but what is happening now, we are not going to help you do this. So yeah. Well, that was Russia's new anti-American propaganda is wild. Channel NFKRZ. If you like my reaction, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.